Thank you. Like you said, this is John Roderique, junior quarterback from Webb City, Missouri, and Demetrius Bernard, inside linebacker from St. Louis. These two guys were voted as captains from our teammates, from their teammates. And, this is one thing that I think is definitely going to be a positive for our football team is I feel like we have as good a leadership as we maybe have ever had. We've got some guys with experience, some guys that understand what it takes to have a good football team, and so we're super excited about that. Would like to say that last year we ended up 7-4. It's definitely not where we'd like to be. We feel like we've made some improvements with our team, but this will be my 31st season coaching at Pittsburg State, and I can tell you that it's not always the teams that have the most talent. It's the teams that have the best chemistry and are willing to work together and play for each other that end up having a lot of positive things happen at the end of the season. So feel really good about where we're at. The way the rules are in Division II, we really don't get to see our guys at all throughout the summer, but would like to say that our coaching staff is very happy with how our spring semester went, and felt like that our guys were very committed and did a tremendous job in the off season.
All right, we'll open it up now for questions for players.
Demetrius, Lucas Davis from the Job and Globe. Obviously, this year, your junior year, you're going to be looked at as one of the leaders on that side of the ball. Talk about some of the things you've seen this offseason and kind of the mentality you guys are taking heading into this year.
Well, I think as like Coach said, I mean, it's mostly about chemistry. I mean, everybody in the league is going to work hard and have talented people, but we got to work on chemistry and developing what we need to do this year.
And John, this is obviously your third year in the league, third year starting. Talk about some of the things you've learned your first 2 years that you're going to put forward this year.
In this league, anybody can beat anybody on any given week, really. So, you just got to give it your best week in, week out.
We got a question from Twitter. I'll give it to you, the two players. What makes the MIAA one of the best conferences in the country? We'll start with you, John.
If you look at who's won the past two national championships, I think that speaks for itself. There were three teams that were in the playoffs, and I think the playoff records and all that kind of indicate it.
Demetrius, talk a little about obviously some of the top offenses in the nation. What makes it so hard against these offenses?
Well, everybody has playmakers and speed everywhere, it seems like, and you turn on the film and there's always somebody that can go out there and get the ball in space and go take it all the way. So I mean, it's challenging to stop everybody, but we're lucky that we have a good offense too, that we can compete with all of them as well.
Andy Cioteco from KOAM. For both of you, voted captains. How does that feel confidence-wise that your guys see you in that role?
Well, I mean, it's a good feeling, obviously. I mean, you get to get your imprint on the team, and like he said, we have 6 guys that are captains. Everybody has experience, and we've been working hard on getting our chemistry right this year, and it's a good feeling to be able to know that they look at us in that light, and it's a lot of responsibility, but we're up for the challenge.
You want me to answer? Okay. Pretty much the same thing. It feels good to know that your peers feel highly about you enough to vote you as a captain, but it'll be a tough job, not a tough job, but an important role, and I think we have 6 good leaders.
George Blechy with KOD. John, I'll start with you. What's the comfort level like as your third season at Pitt State in the offense?
I'm very comfortable with it. Last year, I think I took a big step in having all the schemes down, kind of progressing in it to more advanced levels. So I'd say my comfortability level is pretty high.
And what's this offseason been like with Levi leaving for graduation? Just wide receiver wise, what have you been seeing with your weapons this year?
Aside from Levi, everybody's back. We've been working on getting our timing down and all that stuff. And everybody's been just working really hard. They're a really, really highly motivated group, as is everybody on the team. And, I expect big things from them.
And Demetrius, for you, losing Duran to graduation as well, top tackler is gone too. Have you seen a bigger role for yourself as a leader? Have other guys stepped up defensively? Aside from you being voted a captain, have you seen yourself needing to take a bigger role?
Yeah, I mean, look, with guys like Duran leaving, it's been quieter, so it's been nicer. But, we've had guys that had to step up from a bunch of different positions. I mean, our other senior linebacker captain, Ethan Figa, he's been a really good leader for the group. And we've had young guys, old guys all step up. And that's what it really is. There's no one guy, on our defense that it's going to, have to be a star or anything. We all just have to do our job, and that's what we've been preaching all.
And with the preseason poll coming out and you guys ranked 4th, for you as a defense, what do you think you guys need to step up and do? What will your strength be to close the gap on the top 3 teams ahead of you in the rankings?
Well, like I said, everybody that we're going to play is fast, so we have to play fast and, faster than they do. And, we have to get off the field on 3rd down. I think we did a good job of getting people to 3rd down last year. We just have to get off the field, and just executing better.
And Coach Beck, a question for you. Last week I was talking to Devontae Bosby. He told me before him and Duran left for camp, they were working out together. What does that show to you that alumni, with years apart from each other, they're still in touch, still training together, and being successful at the next level after leaving Pitt State?
Well, it makes you feel good. It's those kids are very comfortable with their school and very proud to. I know Devontae's been wearing a lot of Pitt State stuff around up in St. Joe area, and Devontae is a great success story. John Brown last year when he had an off week, he came and spent it in Pittsburg. It makes you feel good to see those guys come back and really have a genuine interest in how we're doing.
And what have you been looking at that you're going to open the season on the road in Warrensburg? How important of it is a game week 1 off the bat with one of the top teams in the conference?
No, it's extremely important. Very, very important first game. We play this month, so it's not very far away, and against a team that's very good on both sides of the ball. Coach Voda is a very good offensive mind that will be tough for us to defend, and they've got a lot of experience back on defense. So we've kind of got a lot of experience back on offense, so that'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out. But it's a very, very tough game, but it's also going to be a game when you're done with that game, you're going to have a fairly good idea of what kind of team you have.
And also, as I asked your guys, what is the strength of this team going to be to close the gap on the top 3 in the conference?
I just think that again, everybody's got a lot of talent. It's getting some wins under your belt early is important because you have 11 conference games. There's not a lot of room for error. So getting some good wins under your belt early is extremely important. And then it always helps if you can kind of gain some experience those first 2 or 3 games with some of your players that don't have the experience that they need. If you can get through those first 2 or 3 games with some wins and get those guys that don't have the experience that's needed, and makes it really much better for you midway through the season and towards the end of the season.
And sorry, one more. Coach, what have you seen from your 2 captains here as they've gone from freshmen to juniors with how competitive the MIAA has been, how much they've grown in the classroom, on the field, everything like that?
Both model citizens, tremendous student athletes for Pittsburg State University, and have both been great examples for us.
All right, further questions for Coach?
Kevin Askin, Topeka Capital Journal. Coach, a lot of times when a championship program loses its head coach, others in the conference see potential opening there, but we've seen this before from Northwest. It didn't seem like they skipped a beat. How much of a different dynamic maybe is it when it's happening with them?
Right now they've just got such a tremendous program, and let's Coach Dorrell is a tremendous football coach. Losing him and losing a couple of defensive ends they had, those guys are all three going to be hard to replace. So those kind of guys stick out in my mind. But Coach Wright is a very, very good football coach as well. And so, you expect them just to kind of keep on rolling. And, they've kind of separated themselves from everybody in the country right now. But the question earlier about how tough this conference is, it's been proven over and over and over again. You win your conference, you've got an opportunity to go win a national championship. And so we hope there's an opening there, but we'll have to just kind of wait and see.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go back to Andy.
Coach, you've obviously seen so many players come through your program, but what kind of separates this squad from ones you've seen in the past?
Well, I think after watching our work ethic in the spring, it's the bottom line is our guys didn't come to Pittsburg State to be 7-4, and they are on the same page as our coaching staff is, and they worked extremely hard. And so, not saying that's different than any other team, but we've got a lot of guys that understand what they're there for and how important the tradition is at Pittsburg State. So hopefully that'll help us. And again, there's been years that we thought we were going to be really good and it didn't pan out. And I think it's again the whole team chemistry and how they work together is so important.
We got time for one more. We'll go back here.
And as you mentioned, both your guys are from Missouri, where they play their high school ball. How important has it been the recruiting in the area for you, Coach? Not just right in the four-state area, but the state abroad as well, just where you get your talent and you get these guys from.
Yeah, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. The majority of our players are from that area, and we've Saturdays in Pittsburgh are extremely fun. We've got a tremendous following, and very fortunate to have that. And it's very important to have the best players in your area at your school.